I normally don't walk into football games with this level of confidence, but the Eagles are going to smack the Texans. I'm sorry, and I don't mean no harm, and I don't mean no disrespect. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charges to the game. Like I said, I'm not really the overconfident type. I always go into every football game with a little bit of anxiousness. I'm always anxious about when my team plays. Obviously, I'm an Eagles fan. You guys can see that. But I love the NFL. I love sports. I love football in general. But the Houston Texans are just a bad football team. Let's just call it what it is. They can't stop the run. They allow any and everything to happen to them on any given Sunday. It's just a bad football team all around. And I kind of feel bad for the head coach, Lovie Smith, because I don't feel like Lovie Smith is getting a fair shake with this organization. And 9 times out of 10, they might let him go. You never know. But overall, I don't feel like Lovie Smith is getting a fair shake with this organization. I feel like they gave him popsicle sticks and toothpicks and asked him to build them a brick mansion. But the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take care of business. A lot of people say this is the ultimate trap game of trap games. This is the king of trap games, right? And so far, the Philadelphia Eagles haven't really fallen prey to that when they've had plenty of opportunities to do so. When you really put it into perspective, let's really think about the games they played. The Lions, some people call that a trap game. The Commanders and the Jaguars game, some people call that a trap game. The Cardinals game was a trap game. The Steelers game was a trap game. Every game we played was a trap game. I don't understand why every game the Philadelphia Eagles play at this point appears to be called a trap game. Is it because they're undefeated? Possibly so. Is it because the world is waiting for Jalen Hurts to fall off a cliff? Maybe. But here's the thing. It's not going to happen. Now, sure, they're going to lose at some point. I don't expect them to go undefeated. That's just the reality. This is the NFL. This is football. Anybody can get touched. Anybody can get laid out in this game. Any injury can happen, God forbid. But I just feel like the way this Philadelphia Eagles team is playing, the way they've approached their preparation, their level of discipline, their level of execution, and just the way they've gravitated towards Jalen Hurts and the way they're beginning to take on his mantras and his personality. And like I said, their approach and the execution and the preparation. I don't see this team falling off against the Houston Texans on Thursday Night Football. I just don't see it. You know, they did what they did what they were supposed to do against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. They got to that game with a 35-13 victory, and they were able to pull out a bunch of starters and get them going on the recovery stage so they can be ready for Thursday Night Football against the Texans. And I just don't see this team falling off. I'm sorry. You know, I expect Jalen Hurts to do his thing. I expect A.J. Brown to do his thing. I expect Devontae, Miles to come in and do their thing. I expect the offensive line to be stout. You know, I expect this defense to just harass Davis Mills. He's not really a mobile quarterback. He's more of a guy that likes to stand back in the pocket. You know, so I expect at least 4 sacks from this defensive line at minimum. I expect at least 2 turnovers at the pace they've been taking the ball away. I just expect a clean-cut football game. I think the Eagles are going to relatively come in and keep it simple. I think they're going to throw the ball around because Jalen Hurts is home and he's going to want to sling that rock, but I don't want him to get out of character. That's what's going to be important for him to curb those emotions and remain steady. But that's just what he's good at, right? He's always steady no matter what the environment is. But it's going to be really important for him in this situation to be steady because he hasn't been home to Houston since he's been drafted. So it's going to be really important for him to be that even kill, to be that steady presence. But there's so many veterans on his team. There's so many guys on his team that's going to be able to help keep him in check. But again, we know Jalen Hurts' personality. He's the type of guy that's going to stay balanced. He's going to stay even kill. He's not going to allow himself to become too big for the moment. So again, I expect a pretty efficient football game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles end up sitting their starters maybe about 2 or 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. So it might be maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes left in the game when they start sitting their starters like they did against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, you know, I'll leave it at that. My score prediction for this game is 38-13. I think the Eagles just come in and just dominate the Houston Texans and just lay it on them pretty early. So I'll leave it at that. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports. And also, before I get out of here, make sure you guys comment below as well. Make sure you smash that like button. That really helps the content grow. Y'all know I love when you hit the like button. It really helps this content reach far and short and in between. You know what I'm saying? So please, you guys, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys continue to stay engaged and comment on the content. And also, most importantly, make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.